Right, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to Dr. Akbar and all my fellow classmates from Group G Constitutional Letter. I am Muhammad Fitri Shafiq bin Sofian, ID student 2019-810-878. Alright, today I would like to present on the topic of the appointment and the role of the President of Singapore. So here we could see that in the first slide, I put that the Istana President of Singapore. Compared to Malaysia, we have the Istana Negara. In Singapore, they have their own Istana, which better known as the Istana Presiden. This here whereby the President of Singapore bersemayam or what having his duty there. Right, on the second slide, we could see the national flag of Singapore and also the emblem of Singapore. Okay, on the third slide is the Constitution of Singapore, whereby the Constitution of Singapore is the supreme law of the Republic of Singapore. So, whereby all the matters in regards to the presidential appointment should refer to the Constitution of Singapore. In Article 17 Clause 1, there shall be a President of Singapore who shall be the head of state. In Malaysia, our head of state is the Yang di-Pertuan Agong. In Article 70 Clause 2, not only to be the head of state, it is also the duty of the President of Singapore to safeguard the reserve of Singapore and the integrity of the public services. Right. In Article 70 Clause A, is mentioned on the election of the President. As Article 70 Clause A, Article 17A, Article 17A Clause 1, the President is to be elected by the citizens of Singapore in accordance with any law. Alright. If the Yang Tuan Agong is elected by the Conference of Rulers, the nine Malay rulers will elect the next Yang Tuan Agong, but the President of Singapore is to be elected by the citizens of Singapore. Alright. So once the office of President of Singapore is vacant, within 6 months from the date of the vacant, there shall be a new president be elected. So Article 18 it focuses more on the presidential election committee, better known as the committee. Right. So in Article 18 Clause 1, the presidential election committee or the committee is established and is to perform the function relating to the election to the office of president, conferred on it by the constitution or any written law relating to such election. In Article 18 Clause 8, a decision of the committee must be made by a majority of its members present and voting. Article 18 Clause 9, the committee may act despite any vacancy in its membership. And Article 18 Clause 12, a decision of the committee as to whether a candidate for the election to the office of president has fulfilled the requirement in Article 19 is final and not subject to appeal or any review in any court. Alright. So the presidential election committee have the same function. Same goes to the function of the conference of rulers in electing our YDPA. So who is qualified to be the president? In Article 19 Clause 2, a person shall be qualified to be elected as president. First, he must be citizen of Singapore. Second, he must not less than 45 years old. And also he also has certified the presidential election committee that he is a person of integrity, good, have a good character and have a good reputation, and is not member of any political party on the date his nomination for election. So the president of Singapore basically has to be a neutral person. So if he comes from from a political party, he should resign from that party. He should be a neutral person. So Article Clause A said that the president must not hold any other office created or recognized by this constitution. He should only be the president. He should not be, he is forbidden from actively engaged in any commercial enterprise. Article 90 Clause B, Article 90B Clause 1, an election for the office of president is reserved for a community if no person belonging to that community has held the office of president for any of the most recent terms of office of the president. So, in Article 6 of the Article 19, in Clause 6 of Article 19B, in this article, community means the Chinese community, the Malay community, the Indian or other minority communities. So, in this article, we could see the application of this Article 19B in the election of the current President of Singapore, Halimah, whereby for the previous 5 terms, the President of Singapore came from the Chinese community. So when the 6th election to be held, the position or the position for the election of the President of Singapore is reserved. Okay? Is reserved for the Malay community because the previous 5 terms come from the Chinese community. So enough 5 terms, they have to give that position to other community. And here it reserved for the Malay community, and that's why current president of Singapore, Halimah, is from the Malay community. So in Article 20, it mentioned of the term of office. Article 20, Clause 1, the president shall hold the office for a term of 6 years from the date on which he assumed office. In comparison to our Yang di-Pertuan Agong, the Yang di-Pertuan Agong shall hold the office for a term of 5 years. So the president of Singapore has the discretionary power. He had the discretionary power in all fiscal matters touching of Singapore Reserve. Uh, the president may veto any budget or specific transaction, giving of guarantee of or raising of loan if it is likely to lead to a draw on past reserve. Secondly, he have the discretionary power in the appointment of key office holder, like the appointment of the judges of the Supreme Court, the Chief Justice, the Attorney General, the Chief of Defence Force, the Commissioner of Police. So same goes out to our Yang Agong. He have also the powers to appoint Ketua Hakim Negara and so on. And also we have the president of Singapore also have the powers to order detention orders, investigation, and restraining orders. All right. So for the non-discretionary powers, okay, this very easy. Is a powers that given to the president, but only with the advice of the cabinet. All right. So like the power to pardon someone, he must first get the advice from the cabinet. The power to appoint the prime minister, he must first get the advice from the cabinet. Oh no, the power to appoint the minister, he must first get the advice from the prime minister. So there are so that is example of non-discretionary power of the president of Singapore. The president of Singapore also have the ceremonial duties in state events and foreign relations. For example, in state events, he has a ceremonial duties to opening the parliament session. The president also can should present in the swearing ceremonies. The president also should preside over the annual National Day parade, and also the president confers awards such as National Day awards on the advice of the cabinet. For the foreign relation, he should be the president he have the power to present letters of credit to Singapore ambassadors and high commissioners. He and all foreign ambassadors and high commissioners will present their credential to the president before assuming the office in Singapore. And so he should have performed the state visit to enhance the relationship between the Republic of Singapore and all the nations in the world. So this current president of Singapore, which is Madam Halimah Yacob, was sworn in as the 8th president of Singapore on the 14th September 2017. So all the information here is from the Constitution of Singapore and from the official website of the Istana President of Singapore, the Istana. So in conclusion, the President of Singapore is similar to our YDPA, but it's a little bit different. So that's all from for my presentation. I hope Dr. Akbar and all my friends could understand what I had been presented. Inshallah, we will meet again after this PKP had ended. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And see you soon. Terima kasih.